Good morning, guys. Alright, so today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be going about an hour to the northeast of here, where we have sheep on agistment. This has been a pretty well kept secret. I haven't mentioned much about it because I haven't really been up there and had much to do with it, but basically that land up there is not ours. We pay a fee per head of sheep, I think it is, for the rights to graze that country up there. Now this country is incredibly arid country, and you'll see that today when we go from here. This is 450 mil or about 18-inch rainfall country here. We're going to go up there and it's basically desert. So there's been a few sheep up there, about 500 I think. They've been up there, they've lambed. It's time to bring them back to greener pastures. So we'll go up there today, we're going to muster them up, take the drone up, we're going to send that up in the air, see if we can locate the sheep, and we're going to bring them back in, muster them up, get them ready to go back on the truck in a day or two. So what we got here, we're going to take a few bales of hay with us as well. What we do is we put the hay out, and then as the sheep come in, bang, we drop a net on them. No, we don't. We don't do that. We're just mustering them back up into a smaller paddock. Put some hay out there just for a bit of extra feed for them for a day or two. But yeah, we're going to get organised, guys, and get to it. This is going to be a sandwich for Dad to eat today because he's going out bush. It's hard to do it with one hand, actually.
At the moment, we are seeing some damage in wind gusts with some of the storms on the ship.
So is this land, would you say this land's east of Peterborough or northeast or north? I mean, the land that we've got on agistment.
Northeast.
Yeah, and how big's that block there? I thought it was about 10,000 acres.
9,000 something.
So there was a turn off just back here to a town, an old town called Morchard, and there's just a little town hall up there still. And Dad was saying that they used to have a crack at cropping around here. Well, we're in winter at the moment, and I don't know how well crops would be doing out here at this time of the year. So you reckon if you came through here when you were younger, that there would have been blokes having a go at planting a crop?
Yeah, there would have been. There wasn't that they grow like crops of wheat and stuff. Quite often it was just oats for hay and for their own use, basically. Up here, there's no green feed.
It might have actually been worth growing a crop down here through the roaring 70s and 80s when you look at the old rainfall charts.
I mean, that's the thing, you get the right year, or get the right stretchy years.
Dad dug out the old rainfall records from like the 1800s through to, I can't remember what year, maybe the late or 90s or something like that, late 80s or 90s, but you can see during the 70s and 80s that it was like they had a great run of years through there where it just had really, really good rainfall, apart from the odd year. But that's how they used to get away with doing things like that, I guess, growing crops out in the desert. Funny looking sheep. Yeah, they're not the ones we're looking for. So this is what 100 kilometres almost to the T away from home will get you. That's a 100 kilometre drive from home. So this is it. Have a look at it. Just a little bit different country. It dries up just a little bit. Now I am hopeless, I should have bloody turned the camera on before, but there is some sheep out here somewhere. I can't see him very well at the moment, but me and Dad just had a bit of a powwow. I got the trailer off. I got to go back down that way and shut a gate. He's just getting the motorbike out the shed there. He's going to go and try and round these up. There's a bit of a holding paddock down here, so he's going to try and push them in there. I just got to go close a gate, so they'll stay in there. There's about 500 sheep plus probably about 500 lambs here, and there's probably only about 100 sheep out there with lambs. I did bring the drone, thinking that we may be able to put that up in the air and have a scout around, because this is, like I said, I think I said earlier, this is about 10,000 acres. It's 2 kilometres by about 9 kilometres, this one paddock basically. But the problem is, it's going to be fairly gusty this afternoon because there's more rain blowing in. Needless to say, you know, there's going to be some strong winds and that associated with that before it blows in. So we'll see how we go. Hopefully I can get a break in the weather and get the drone up and see if we can, yeah, maybe do a bit of sheep spotting. So if you're wondering how this opportunity came to us, or how we were offered this, or how we came across this land for agistment, basically it came to us through our local stock agent. I think Dad was offered it initially, just because he runs a lot of sheep through elders. We buy and sell a lot of sheep, and Dad likes running his sheep. So I think they might have come to us with the offer and said, you know, there's this land, are you guys interested in it? And so we've had sheep up here for the last 2 years, and the reason that the owners don't run sheep or aren't running sheep in here is because basically they had what I believe to be like a very bad run of years. They had a lot of dry years. They basically destocked, and it's very, very expensive to restock a farm after you've destocked. So the price of livestock, yeah, it's expensive. So for them, an easy source of income is to just have someone else bring their livestock in on agistment, and then they make their income that way, and that saves them having to buy and sell with the good times and the bad times. They just can get sheep in on agistment when there's feed and the times are good, and then, you know, if we go through a dry spell, well, they just say, well, you got to get your sheep out of there and we got to bring them back home. But you know, we haven't been running them up here all year or anything like that. We've just been dumping them up here sort of around through this period, the winter period, and they lamb up here and then we take them back home anyway. So it's starting to get pretty dry up here now though, to be honest. There's not, you know, the feed's starting to disappear pretty quick. It's certainly looked better, so it's time for these sheep to come home.
In front of those sheep there'll be another gate going into the holding paddock. If you can open that one up for me. Hey!
He's out of here. Well, they were the easier ones. That was probably the easy 100. Now we got only another 400 to go, and we got to find them first. Let the search continue. There's a few more of those funny looking sheep out there, aka goats, and there's actually more down there, quite a lot of them. And if you're not from Australia or you don't know much about these arid areas in Australia, the goats have adapted incredibly well out here, and they're all just feral goats. They run around, they survive. The toughest times out here, they seem to thrive. So there's plenty of them, and the farmers out here make plenty of money off them as well. They muster them, and goat meat's worth quite a lot. So it's actually just another source of income for these families out here. Absolutely plenty of goats out here. They went very quickly when Dad came up with the motorbike. But there is actually some sheep out there.
Gone down a fair bit this time. I'm just going to head quickly and turn these sheep back this way.
Yeah.
But we got to go further south than that. If you want to turn around, you're going to have to go around and do a U-ey and come back around.
So obviously when we're doing this, the easiest places to check are the dams or the water sources. I mean, it's winter at the moment, so it's not that hot, so they're probably not that thirsty, but they're still going to need to drink water out here on the diet out here, this stuff. So we are just going to run around and obviously check the obvious spots first. So this is the end of the block, is it?
Yeah, this is the south end. So I mean, if you wanted to have a fly around, particularly this area here, because it's quite heavily, it's like a waterway. So yeah, from here back that way, and see how the drone goes.
Rightio, we're going to put the drone up and see what we can see. There's a bit of sort of flood out country down here with a bunch of washways and stuff, and it's always hard to find the sheep down in here. So yeah, we're going to see what we can see. Right, we've managed to get quite the mob moving up through here. A couple of stragglers at the back here, probably a bit low on energy, the poor things. Struggling to keep up with the pack, but we'll take it easy on them and we'll get there. I'm pretty sure the old man was just chasing a couple of goats, and it might have been a baby goat there, or, well, I think they're called a kid, aren't they? Anyway, he separated the mum and the kid ran up behind the sheep, this little black goat, and the sheep was scared of it. They're running away from the goat. Oh man. Was that a little baby goat that ran up behind the sheep there? Yeah, the sheep were running away from it.
Yeah, there was.
I was like, it's one of the dogs got off the ute, and then I was like, oh no, that's a little goat, is it?
There was a few in that mob.
Yeah. Yeah.
They haven't gone off the track at all.
As I said, path of least resistance. So I think I said earlier this paddock that we're in is about 10,000 acres and it's 2 by 9 kilometres, I reckon. 2 wide, 9 long. And these sheep that we're walking back at the moment were from the very south end. They got to go all the way to the north end, so slow going.
That was a lot of work for a bit over 60 sheep.
Is that all that's there?
Yeah, a bit over 60 ewes.
So there must be a lot down the other end then.
Might have had 200 in the holding paddock before we left. So.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The gate's not open the other end, which it might be.
Oh, dearie me. Well, we're about, what did Dad say? Maybe about 200 sheep in so far, so still got another 300 to find somewhere. having my sandwich. I think it's been a while since someone sat on that one. Toilet, anyone? The old drop dunny. No thanks. I think I'd rather go in the bushes.
And there's hills here in various directions. It's a nightmare out the back there. But if you can go along there, if you see anything, you got the railway line running along here.
Yeah.
If you see anything on this side of the hills, if you can just push it back, like you still can get the drone up.
Yeah.
And just head them back this way.
So did you guys catch all that? You'll see. You'll see. We'll see what we're doing. Alright, that gate is open, so I just needed to make sure that was open. Then we're going to go to the north end, see if we can find some sheep. Well, this end of the paddock is a lot longer than what I thought. It's, yeah, quite a bit longer. Don't think there's a lot of sheep up this end. They seem to be back mainly towards the holding paddock there, but that's still not a lot of sheep. I don't know, hopefully Dad finds some more. I think he's kind of going back in, but you know, between these hills here a little bit, so yeah. Anyway, we'll see. Still find it hilarious that the sheep were scared of the baby goat. Like, you guys are basically cousins. Well, I just put the drone over the bulk of those sheep then, or the bulk of the sheep out here, and I think I got them back toward the holding paddock in really good time then. Like, it was about 15 minutes of flying, I reckon, with the drone, and they're all here now. That's done a really good job. Like, yeah, you just get over the top of them. There was one stubborn old ewe there who didn't want to move, but anyway, we're very close now, so that's good. Hopefully we got most of them here. Was there more or not?
Yeah, it's half a dozen. I just pushed over the creek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think, but around when the sheep are in a big pack like that, I thought the drone was great.
No, it's made a huge difference. Like, I haven't walked up any caves at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were spread out over quite an area. Even though, well, I mean, with the drone it didn't look too far, but yeah, when you're flying over it and then you look back at the ute and you go, oh, I'm a long way away. Dad's just doing another scan out in the hills over here, see if he can find anything, but Yeah, I think we've got a fair few of them. That was fairly smooth there at the end. What do you want to do? Just keep curling around?
Just keep going because I'm only going to push from this side.
Alright, so we are pretty well done here. We've got some hay spread out, the yards are all set up, sheep are in. Dad's going to come back tomorrow. He'll do another scan around, see if he can find any more sheep. And then he'll run the sheep in here. There's some hay in the yards for them, and then the next day they'll be trucked out. But that's it, we're about to head back home, head back to civilization. So I'll get ready just in case, but What are you doing?
What are you doing? You tell Dad what you're doing.
Whoa, you're about to knock that off.
I know.
Hello.
She said, I'm making Daddy a dinner.
Oh, are you? Wow, thank you. Yeah, good girl. Alright, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Take it easy. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers.